All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Christopher Lim and Oliver Manley's here, Holistic Entrepreneur Podcast. What is this, man? Is this like the 10th or 11th anniversary?
Something like that. 10, 11, 15.
I don't know,
2,
man. I think this might be
4.
the 12th show that we've done.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
So if this is the first time that you guys are watching this, we have this podcast and we do it every week on Thursday. Every week, Thursday at 8 p.m. You see the camera rocking all the time, man? I think we have to make sure we're not. Yeah.
So it's not touching.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, it's going to be the mic that's going to receive that. The banging. But whatever. Anyways.
Bangity bang.
Bang, bang, bangity bang. Bang, bang, bangity bang.
There you go.
You know that song?
That's from
How I Met Your Mother?
How I Met Your Mother.
That's hilarious. That's so freaking hilarious. So, if this is your first time watching, every Thursday at 8, we have a podcast. We have a ton of guests who come on the show. A lot of the topics are really just about investing in yourself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Self-development.
Tons, man.
A
Because
lot of self-development. And how that impacts all areas of your life. All areas of your life.
Exactly.
Business, finance, personal, relationships.
Yeah.
All aspects.
So all the work that you do, whether it's, on your business or your health or your fitness, there's no point in even pursuing that until you actually go inside first. Until you pursue that knowledge, that's self-knowledge.
Self-knowledge, yeah.
That's really what it's all about. I mean, if you don't know what your motives are, if you don't know what's important to you in life, if you don't know why you're on this planet, then, I mean, everything that you do is going to be pointless. I don't think you're going to have any direction, really. So let me say we are live. All right.
I'm still hungry, man.
Yeah. Well, we just ate an amazing dinner. That's why we're a little bit late.
A little bit late.
Because, well, you know what? Here's a huge story. Well, not a huge story, but when I came, so I just left yoga and it finished at 6:30. I left there by 7 p.m.
The yoga studio.
Yeah, the yoga studio. And I had everything ready. I had my laptop. I had all the equipment ready in my car, packed up. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go straight to the house so that we can start filming live and we can eat. And so for the first time ever, I'm here at 7:20, like 40 minutes early. And I'm exiting the highway and I realize, holy shit, I think I forgot this cord. This cord that you guys see right here, this connects our audio interface to the mic and to the computer. So I completely forgot it. So as I'm exiting on the off ramp, I call my brother. I'm like, hey man, can you go check downstairs and see if the cable is there, just white cable? And he's like, yeah, I see it. I'm like, fuck, are you fucking kidding me? So
that blows.
I had two choices. It was lose my shit, which is like bang the crap out of the steering wheel and just stress out because we're gonna be late on the show, and I just wasted a ton of gas, like going 20 kilometers to Brampton. Now to go 20 kilometers back,
and then 20 kilometers back again.
It's already 7:20, and I have to go home. And by the time I left my house, it was 7:45.
Yeah.
So I had 15 minutes to get here. I'm just like, okay. So that was the one choice: lose my shit, or I can just be like, whatever, man. It's part of it. Like it's. Whatever happens.
It's our own show. Who cares?
It's our own show. Who the hell cares, man? Like, we do what we want.
Exactly.
But I just kept calm. I just didn't really overthink it because so many things could have stopped me today. Like, I was out door knocking for business, for one of my listings, and it started raining. It started hailing as well. I don't know if you guys got hail here.
No,
yeah.
I don't think we got hail here.
So yesterday I talked to like 20 people. I was like an hour and a half into it, and then it started pouring. I was like, okay, I got enough. I talked to enough people. I'm gonna go home because it started pouring hard.
Yeah.
But today, as soon as I hit the third like door knock, it started pouring. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, are you kidding me? 2 days in a row?
Wow.
So I had two choices again. It was either I'm just gonna go home and not do my job kind of thing, will not do what I was planning to do.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? I think rain is kind of a lame excuse. I'm like, weather's going to stop me? Are you freaking kidding me?
A little bit of water.
Yeah. So I went home and I grabbed my rain jacket and I went out and I talked to 20 people and I got 2 new, potential leads.
Nice.
And it was just one of those things where it's just like, maybe in your life you have a ton of excuses. Like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm too young. I don't have enough experience. I'm new to this business. I've never lifted a weight before, or whatever it is. People have these limitations, or like, I'm a guy, I can't do that, or I'm a girl, I can't do that. There's almost anything about yourself can be an excuse.
Yeah.
But the alternative is to use it as like a positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was out there and I'm like the only guy who's knocking on doors in a rain jacket with my hood on. Like, who? People are thinking, who's this guy? First of all, trying to generate business, for his clients, as well. He's standing in the rain. It's hailing. This guy must really work hard, and it's going to be entertaining to have a conversation with this guy. So it's like you can turn it around. It's like the same coin. You just flip it around, and
Mindset.
It's completely your mindset.
Mindset.
Yeah,
absolutely, all the time. You do that with the kids all the time, right? It's like, they start breaking down, or they start just breaking down, right? Yelling, screaming, throwing a fit. It's like, okay, well,
tantrum.
Yeah, they start having tantrum. We just tell them, listen, you're the one who's in control of how you're feeling. There's nothing I can do about it. You're the one who's in control. All you need to do is make that switch, flip it,
exactly,
and then it's calm. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm in control.
And they're learning it at such a young freaking age.
Yeah,
4 and 6. And imagine, like, when they're our age and they already know, okay, this I can control, this I can't control.
I control I control me. That's it. I control how I react to certain things.
Exactly.
So I can just flip out and just go crazy, which feels like garbage, feels like shit. Or I can choose to look at it another way and feel good. And whatever, there's going to be another solution.
And you know what? That's actually, it's important, because some people will go and say, it's like, oh, you're pissing me off. You made me sad. You made me cry. You made me angry. You made me whatever. Telling, maybe it's their spouse or their friend or their boyfriend or girlfriend. And it's like, dude, they didn't do shit. They didn't make you feel anything.
Yeah.
You chose to feel that way.
It
was you and your story in your head. Whatever they did has nothing to do. The only way they have the power over your emotions is if you
let them.
You give them the power.
Yeah, you give them the power to make you feel angry or hurt or sad. You give that person. You give them the authority to make you feel the way they want you to feel.
Yeah.
But it's your choice.
Completely.
You choose to feel the way you want to feel.
And you know what? As soon as people start realizing, that it's completely their choice and it's their mindset, then they're going to start noticing a difference. And it could take a long time before they really figure it out, before they, discover that they have this power to choose. Yeah. It's like, I stubbed my toe, and it's like I just woke up and I stubbed my toe. It's either like you could choose two streets. Either one is like the rest of your day is a downward spiral.
Yeah, and that's what they think. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh shit, the rest of my day is going to be garbage.
Yeah,
and then you just, of course, if you just say the rest of your day is going to be garbage, then of course it's going to be garbage. Of course it is.
Yeah,
you're gonna notice
your wish is my command, says the universe.
Yeah, you're gonna notice every little thing, every single little nuance is gonna be a big. Oh, that's because I stubbed my toe. Like, it's a bad day. Oh, I got the light. It's a bad day, right?
Exactly.
Garbage.
And they, and the more they say that to themselves.
I ran out of staples. Of course, it's got to be today.
Oh my god, I forgot my pen. Yeah, well, it's like my cell phone is like. That could have happened all day today. There's so many things that don't go as planned. But it's like, you can't just go in a downward spiral. It's like, oh, well, I already ate like one French fry. I might as well eat a freaking, supersized French fries. You know what I mean? It's like, I had like a bite of this. Might as well freaking destroy the rest of my diet for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's like,
just throw it in the towel before the day even starts.
But I think it's empowering to know that it's your choice. Because then it's like, you know what? Maybe you chose. Like, it's like, okay, I'm conscious and I'm aware and I know that I'm going to be having this glass of wine today. This is the glass of wine that I'm going to enjoy. Oh, man,
so good.
Rather than just like pour to, ease your troubles away, to self-medicate. Because we talk about self-knowledge and self-love and self-mastery, but I mean, self-medication, something that people don't realize that they're actually doing. Whether it's alcohol or stuffing themselves with food.
And those are the big ones that people don't realize. It's like, oh, it's only food. Well, what's the food covering up? Right? You say it all the time. You don't want to eat or live to eat. You want to eat to live, which is so true. Because if you're eating or living to eat, what are you hiding? What's all that food covering up?
I know. Because, I mean, people are searching for feelings in the food that they eat.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they eat a ton of chocolate, or they just eat a lot of junk food. And, you know, when they're feeling stressed, they chug down like a freaking bottle of whiskey or something like that. Whatever it is. You know, and I feel for you because I see it. I mean, I think a lot of people have addictions that they don't even realize are addictions that don't serve them, that are weak, that are, you know, signs of weakness. You know, it could be smoking. It could be watching television.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to somebody recently and they said that, you know, every time that, you know, there's something going on in their head that they're thinking about, that they're, you know, anxious about, that they're worried about, they just flip on the TV so that they could just numb out. Numb out.
I've done that before too. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it. Click on a movie.
And everyone does it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a way to numb out. But it's like...
recognizing it is important too. You're like,
you
okay,
notice it, yeah.
You're doing it consciously, or, you know, why is the TV always on? Mm-hmm. Is it because you're trying to hide something or avoid something or procrastinate? Or are you actually choosing, like, this is my downtime, I'm going to relax.
Now it's time to watch.
This is what I'm choosing.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. I'm choosing to watch a movie, or, you know, I'm choosing to read a book, or I'm choosing to let go, right? If you're conscious of it, I think is a big thing as well. Realizing, you know, I'm actually choosing this, or is this sort of a defense mechanism for me to not deal with whatever it is I need to deal with?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that's an important point, is the mechanism. It's that sometimes it's been ingrained for so long, like these habits, that we don't even realize that it's a horrible habit, that it's a mechanism. That it's like, oh, I'm worried about something. My mechanism is to automatically turn the TV on and have a ton of things going on. You know, my brother has like I guess ex-friend of his has his computer on, has his 360 on, his Xbox 360, has a TV on, has music going, and he has company. I'm like, are you kidding me?
How do you do that, man?
What the hell are you hiding? What are you running from? It's like you just need all this bombardment of shit
stimuli
going into your head, just so you can just like not worry about being you. It's like now, like I don't have to be me because, you know, I'm listening to music, I'm playing a video game, I'm on the internet, I have company over, I'm watching TV. Like what?
That's crazy.
How can you distract yourself so much?
But that's a really bad side effect of how a lot of kids are being raised today. They're just bombarded with stimuli all the time, where that just becomes the norm for them.
Is that, you know, like the TV becomes the babysitter,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
TV and then video games and internet, and something's always on. You know, there's no self time, me time, meditation time. And kids don't know how to deal with that these days. Being alone. It's so important though.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. If you go to school, when do you have alone time? Like if you're in high school. You go to school, you could be taking a bus, or you could be getting driven or walking there. Maybe you have some alone time walking there. And then you're in a class. You're with a ton of people, and you know everyone's judging you by your, you know, how smart you are or how stupid you are, what you're wearing, the way you talk, like what you're saying, how your hair is, like what color you are. You know what I mean? So that's all like we have all this pressure when we're young, and we want to get accepted by everybody. So that's the stuff that's the top of our mind. Like, what do I want to do with my life 10 years from now? And, you know, where do I see myself 10 years from now? All this stuff, like my health and having me time, like they don't care. We're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
When you're in that type of environment, you're just worried about, like, okay, what are people saying about me?
Yeah.
You know, what is that?
Am I cool? Do I look cool today?
Exactly. And like, which group am I in? Like, and starting to see those distinctions.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because I went to one of my old high school. The director, my old drama teacher, wrote, directed, and produced a play called Waiting for God at St. Joe's. And it was just funny going there, just seeing like how different it is now in terms of the groups, how they interact. And it's like I don't know what's like, I'm not there, like I can't really witness it myself, but it looked like everyone kind of got along with each other. Everyone,
really, that's good.
They all hung out with each other. They all kind of mixed when I was in high school, which is like over 10 years ago, it was like, the Filipinos were over here and the Genos were over here and the, like there was always these groups and they were distinct, and maybe one, two, three people from each group can like intermingle with everybody else. But most of the time, people just,
those guys.
What, just sticking to your clan?
Play brisk with the Italians, or
Yeah,
play
me
dominoes
too.
with the African Americans and
Canadian. Oh, Americans, I guess. Yeah, because you're in college in the U.S.
no, in high school.
Oh, okay. You said African American, so.
Well, African Canadians, blacks.
Yeah.
No, we play dominoes with them. My oldest friend is from Jamaica.
Nice.
So we play dominoes together, and then I play brisk with the Italians and just whatever, man. Do a little dancing with the Spanish girls.
Latinas. See that? And you know what? Like, it's funny. The people that I find have a lot of self-knowledge realize that they don't know enough about other people as well. It's like they're really clear with, okay, this is what I want to accomplish. I want to be a photographer, and this is how I see my business going. And I want to go in this direction. And then the people that they interact with, they're not looking at them as, okay, who is this person? What group is he with? And what's his class? And what's this and that? They're more like, okay, what can I take from this person? What can I learn from them? And they're very curious. People, when you are seeking, you're curious about your own self, about, what are my weaknesses? Sometimes like when you listen to our podcast, you're looking at yourself and you get a lot of self-knowledge because you could analyze. You're like, holy shit, I say this a lot, or I take over the conversation a lot, or whatever it is. But you know what I mean? You can get a lot of
you do. You get a lot of
from it.
Self-introspection when you actually see yourself on TV or on video or whatever it is we're watching. Vimeo.
Yeah.
Is it Vimeo?
No, it's Ustream.
Ustream.
Yeah.
Ustream and YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's what you think. What you think of yourself is more important than anything else. That's really why.
Absolutely.
So when you know yourself, then you can formulate what you think of yourself.
Yeah.
And the more clear you are, maybe you have to tell the truth. Like, you figure it out, you tell the truth, and you're like, I have a drinking problem, or I'm a cheater in life. Like, I cheat on my tests, I cheat on my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whatever it is. Or, I stuff my feelings with drugs and alcohol or whatever it is. And maybe it's not pretty, man. Yeah. Maybe your finances are shit, and maybe you're not going anywhere. But I think when you finally admit it and you start to face the facts, then like a whole new revelation happens. Because a lot of people go after one thing after, for so many different reasons. They have to go from one job to another job, one opportunity to another opportunity, because they think what they're looking for is there, when really you got to find what you're looking for in here, and then everything else will make sense. You'll know, like, yes to this and no to that.
Absolutely. It's kind of funny. You were just talking about kind of like high school and stuff. I saw this post on Facebook from Crew Nick Bautista.
Nice.
He was telling, or he posted about how he was at Menchie's with his sister. I think he's got a younger sister.
Love Menchie's.
Menchie's so good.
If you guys don't know about Menchie's, it is freaking frozen yogurt
made your way,
and you can do anything. You can just throw anything in there.
So good. So anyway, I can't remember the post. It's on Facebook, but he was just talking about like high school and how people are in high school. So the post was, he was just like, I was at Menchie's today and I saw these two high school girls. Their kids, they were talking wherever they were having their Menchie's. And one of the girls was just like, he had just overheard that one of the girls was talking to the other girl, and one girl was just like, he's only sort of touchy-feely whenever he drinks, but when he's not drinking, like he just ignores me. And then the other girl said to the first girl was just like, well, what is he drinking? I just saw that and I was like, that is so sad that the other girl, you're breaking it down where, first of all, the girl's involved with some guy who's only interested when he's drunk. And then the other girl to think, it probably has to do with the kind of alcohol. Is that the kind of conversations that girls in high school are having these days? Like, you can't even say, the guy's a fucking drunk. He's only taking advantage of you. but the answer was, what kind of alcohol is he drinking?
That's really, really dull.
Very dull. I can't believe. I mean, I just read that and I was just like, wow, such low self-esteem.
I know.
And the kind of friends that you're associating with, like if that's the answer you're going to get from your friend, what kind of alcohol is he drinking?
To make him like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of, the guy's a fucking loser, he's paying no attention to you, he's just using you. Your answer is, what kind of alcohol?
I know.
So sad.
And you know what? And it's a lack of...
They gotta look inside.
I know.
Like, seriously, take a look at your fucking situation. Like, honestly, sit down and really think about it. Is that kind of life you want to lead? Like, where is that gonna lead to? If it turns into a relationship, is that the kind of relationship where you want to be in, where the only time a guy pays attention to you is when he's drinking? So you're gonna fucking feed him drinks?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get him drunk
because
every
he's
night?
drunk and he's horny and he's looking for a booty call.
It's fucking retarded.
That's all it is.
But I can't believe that's. I mean, I don't know. It's just
like
sad.
the only time I want you is when I'm not in my right mind.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
That's kind of messed
Other
up.
than that, I want to fucking talk to you.
I know.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, I saw that and I was just thinking, man, that's really sad that that's what girls in high school are talking about. I mean, it's not all girls, but just, just sad to see.
I just think it's just the general conversation that's happening, like with kids these days, is completely different than like when you get older. Like when you get older, you can look back and you're like, wow, that was really stupid, and you could go. I mean, you can go to a group of teenagers and be like, it's like you should not be doing this or whatever. Like, who the fuck are we to tell them? You know what I mean? Like, to tell them is pointless. Mm-hmm. To live it and just be an example is really what's more important. But I think they're thinking at such a superficial level at that point, and they're not going to get it until they get burned, until they get hurt, until they hit a brick wall. Will they realize, like, oh, it's like, maybe I shouldn't be going after that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he's such a douchebag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you could, I don't know, maybe like when you're in high school, a ton of people are coming after you and maybe giving you advice. It's like, dude, stay away from that girl, or, don't do this. But you're still going to do it because it's like, I know everything. Shut up. It's like, you're not my friend. You don't even support me. It's like, I'm going to go and do it. And then they get burned and they come back. It's like, you were right. You were right.
Yeah.
But
it is a part of growing up. I'm just thinking, like, does it really have to be that way? Like, I'm just thinking, I've got the two boys. We want to try to instill, self-love, self-confidence, self-worth in themselves. And obviously they're going to make mistakes, and obviously they're going to have to go through these growing pains. But I'm just like, that is just so superficial and just such a lack of self-worth to be able to have a conversation like that, where it's really, I don't know, it's just really mind-blowing that you can't even see that. Like, was it really like that? I can't even remember. Mm-hmm. But I'm just hoping, like, when I raise my kids,
it's kind of freaking spiderwebby and dusty to kind of look back that far.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I mean, who we are now is lifetimes different. Yeah, it's completely different. We've gone through so much, and looking back, it's just like you can't like. You're speaking from experience now, and back then you don't have that type of experience to really draw from. And I think part of the problem might be because some of these kids don't get the type of like role models in their life. You know what I mean? If you think about who their role models are,
I think that's kind of where I'm getting at. It was like, where is the older person that this person can talk to? Like, where is the role model for this person that they should really be having this conversation with? Mm-hmm.
Well, it really should be the parents.
Yeah.
And it should be the teachers.
Yeah, or even an older sister or somebody. I don't know.
An older sibling.
Whatever.
But I'm not here to solve the world's problems.
We're not here to solve them. People got to solve their own problems.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, when I was in university, I started doing that work, discovering who I am and what actually inspired me. It was because I started cracking open books, and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I'm so interested in reading? Like, I didn't realize I could read a book every week. I was like consuming like crazy, and I couldn't believe it. And it just really made me question, like, okay, reading is fun, learning is fun. What the hell happened? Because I didn't even know that I was this interested in anything forever.
Yeah.
And so now I'm 19. Like this is when I was 19 years old, and I'm like thinking about it, and I have a newfound awareness where I'm like, holy shit, I finally. Like I'm doing the self work, and I'm starting to feel different about myself. I'm starting to feel confident and clear and passionate and inspired. So it's like it's like when you finally reach enlightenment, you want to go back to all your peers and try and bring them with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't want to be there alone. It's not easy.
Yeah.
When you're out there and you've discovered something and it's new and it's exciting and it's true. It's truth. You want to have as many people come with you as well, because it's something that's going to make you really happy to have the people that you love and care about around you as well. So I made it my duty to try and get these people to come with me, and just be like, it's like, hey man, it's like,
you got to read this.
It's like you got to read this book, Anthony Robbins. You got to do the self-knowledge. You got to start looking at investing in real estate, because in the long term you're going to want the cash flow. You should have your own like side business, small business. It's the only way. You can't depend on a company.
Yeah.
Because like these are all new ideas that I started taking on myself. I'm just like, I believe it because it
makes so much sense. It's
speaks
the
for
truth.
itself.
Yeah.
But I was hitting a brick wall with every single person, and I got angry and I got frustrated, because I'm just like, what the hell's wrong with these people? They won't wake up. They won't listen to me. I'm like, they're just gonna keep going with the crowd. They're just gonna go with the mainstream. Yeah, fine, do it. Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm just like, okay. I reread Gandhi's quote where he says, "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, it's not my job to change the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have enough energy to worry about other people right now.
Yeah.
I got so much other stuff to deal with myself. And it's like, you can go your whole life working on yourself, and you're always going to be.
You always should be, yeah.
There's no final product. I mean, you're always going to be evolving.
Yeah.
But I think that distinction alone saved me so much freaking energy and
sure.
anger and freaking...
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine getting to that point and not being able to share that with anybody, and just sort of hitting that brick wall and talking to people who aren't even going to listen. I was lucky because Michelle was the one who really started reading those books, and then I started to get into it, so we would be able to have those conversations. And then I realized right away, I was just like, listen, it's not, because she started to read it first, and then I just sort of picked up a book later. So she wasn't always, but she was like, oh, you got to read this, you got to read that, you got to read this.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're coming from, because it was like, okay, well, I'll read.
You didn't want to hear it.
It's not that I didn't want to hear it, but it was like, okay, well, when I'm ready. So when I finally picked it up, I started to read it, and then I started to consume a lot more of that information. We started working on myself, but I realized right away, I was like, okay, well, I know what she was doing to me. I can't just start doing that to other people. Like, I understand now. I see the truth. My eyes are open. I'm outside the farm. I see inside the farm.
Yeah.
Out in the matrix, and I'm like, knowing what she did to me, I know it's not going to work, me trying to push this stuff onto somebody else. I knew it right away. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I know is the truth now, and hopefully people will start to follow.
And you know what? And we're doing it right the fuck now.
Yeah.
Right here with this podcast. The whole point of this is to have this conversation, and you're choosing to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to be in a crowd and force any type of ideas into you, but if you're choosing to listen to this is the conversation that we're having. Yeah. It's this is the holistic entrepreneur. We're talking about taking the red pill in life, discovering truth, which is starting from self-knowledge. That's where the real wisdom starts.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's true. You got to make the choice to want to better yourself, to want to look inside and make those changes and be the person you want to be. And then it's got to reflect outwards, and then from there it can radiate on. But I realized, sort of like you did, you can't force this onto other people. People have got to take this onto themselves, and
when they're ready, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many times I've like given books for gifts and stuff like that. Who knows if they ever read it or if they ever. Sometimes, I mean, there's one guy that I worked with at one of my first jobs at a university. messaged me maybe 3 years after I left that place, and he says, "Hey man, I just wanted to thank you because I read, The Millionaire Mind, and you're the person who got me onto this path. Like, thank you very much." I'm like, whoa,
That's awesome.
like, you don't even realize. And then there's another guy. I remember when we did a Think and Grow Rich episode. He put it on. He put a comment on the link, and he says, "It's like, hey man, remember when you gave me Think and Grow Rich for my birthday? That's awesome.
That's
Thank
cool.
you." And I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, we can have this conversation now. I can push my ideas on you, or I can like drop you off a book, or say, come watch the show. It's on every Thursday.
Yeah.
And eventually, their priorities will change, and things will happen, and eventually they'll reach the point where it's like, yeah, I need to be freaking happy.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be passionate.
I got to
about
take
myself.
control of my life.
I know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, so, I mean, going back on that, it's just, in your position, I could see it would being very difficult because I know even Michelle and I, when we started, you can't push it onto other people. People got to make that choice. So I know stuff like what you did eventually and what we did eventually is you manifest those other people into your life that you can have these conversations.
That are already transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
It takes transformation to transform.
Yeah. And then once you put it out there, the universe will deliver it. I'm looking for these kind of people. This is the kind of people I want to surround myself with. And then once you find one, then you find 3, then you find 10. It's like you just magnetize those people into your life. And then you fill your life. And, the people who aren't with you, they just kind of go to the wayside. And people who you want in your life, they start to fill that void, which is awesome.
And those are the real friends that you're looking for, are the ones who support, what you believe in and what you're all about. That's important. I mean, if your mindset is right and your heart is right, but you're surrounded by the wrong people, like
it's gonna be very difficult.
How far are you gonna get? I mean, you might be. So it's like, yeah, like I do yoga and I eat really healthy, but then like I smoke cigarettes, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, and most of the time they have these fallbacks because they have the people around them that create that environment where it's easy to not stick to your positive habits.
Yeah.
And not stick to what your goals are.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I mean, their mind's not there. They're just doing something different, which is not good or bad. It's just not what we're talking about. A holistic entrepreneur.
Exactly. And you can see. I mean, for those of you who have been watching, the millions of you guys who are watching, if you've seen the past episodes, I mean, I got the feeling from everybody who's been guests on our show, if I needed support in anything, finance, business, health, just whatever, I could go to any of those people and they would support me.
Exactly.
In whatever it is that I need support in. They all think like us. We all have similar goals in life. We're all similar in terms of where we want to go in our journey, that if we needed support from any of them for anything, we would be able to get the support that we're looking for. We wouldn't get, that's stupid, you shouldn't work out, you don't need to do that. Like,
and that's real. Like, that's real friendship, where you're there for anything, and whatever it is. Yeah. And you know what? It's like, it's just, you create this understanding with all the people that you're close with, that it's like, hey man, I got your back. Like, it doesn't matter what happens, like, I got your back. Yeah. Like, what's cool, like, the new brokers that I joined is really cool because they send you text messages about people within the office who are looking for people. So they're today, and I try to be the first one to respond to these, okay? Because I'm just like, you know what? I think I have a ton of resources, and I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna help the people around me. So I got a text message page, and it said, blah 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 is looking for an electrician in Mississauga. Send her a message at this number, if you have any recommendations. And immediately I'm just like, call David DeFrancesca, the guy who won the book from Reynolds to Riches. I said, call David DeFrancesca. He's an electrician. Do it right now.
I think his brother just did a marathon.
I don't know. I didn't see.
I think I saw it on. He's got his brother who came biking with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just did a marathon.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't paying attention.
On Facebook.
And then another person.
Congratulations.
Nice. Well, I didn't even.
It's Anthony.
Yeah.
His brother. Yeah.
I have no idea if he did. If he did, well done, man. Because I really want to.
Running, and I just saw sort of the ending, and I was just like, oh, it looks like he did a marathon.
That's sick, man.
But whatever.
And then I got another text where this girl's like, oh, I'm looking for a stager. So immediately I'm like, here, call Don and Ragona from Sweet Design. So it's like, yeah, the people that you care about, and when the people that care about you they got your back, man. when they talk about, when someone mentions something that I know someone can help them with, like I have someone who's resourceful, then boom, here's your electrician, here's your stager, here's your inspector, here's your mortgage broker, here's your this and that.
Nice.
And that's how, like, I'm showing you, man, this is how these relationships work.
Absolutely.
When you're surrounded by the right people.
When you're surrounded.
They're all going to help
And
you.
it's, I mean, you're tapping into also the law of reciprocity. You've got to give to get.
Yeah.
And when it comes back tenfold.
Yeah. And that's what Zig Ziglar says, this freaking sales guy. He says, to get what you want, you have to help as many people as possible get what they want.
Yep. Absolutely.
And if you live by those simple principles, geez, you're going to see some different shit happen in your life.
Absolutely. Oh, crazy.
So if you're just tuning in, I'm gonna remind everyone again on Facebook that we're live. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Holistic Entrepreneur Podcast. We're live every Thursday. Just wanted to do a quick shout out to Ian Szabo, founder of flipschool.ca. He has his second flip school happening in
That's
July.
starting, right?
Yeah, in July.
I saw him post something.
And he's
That's
looking
awesome.
for some more students. Like the last one was a
Yeah.
huge success. The second one's going to be even better.
Oh yeah,
You get
capitalize.
you get
on the
to
things
make
that you needed to do.
You get to make mistakes on someone else's house.
Yeah, that's the
You
big
know?
thing.
And of course, like it's you're saving a lot of money by just going there and working on one of his projects and learning straight from him.
Yeah,
And when we were talking about reciprocal relationships and building solid relationships, the only way he's going to work with anybody at Flip School is if he can have like a proper relationship, because I know he surrounds himself with, you know, his friends and family members, and you really get to bond.
yeah.
And
You're really a part of his life.
Yeah,
For that duration of that flip.
exactly.
That's
So
awesome.
if you guys are looking for if you've been trying to find the best resources like books and courses, stop all that, and I swear, go to flipschool.ca
Yeah.
and
If you're
look
looking to learn how to flip a house,
yeah, and
that's
we don't
the
get
only way.
anything from this.
No,
we
we
don't
get friendship. We get the shout out to Ian Szabo.
exactly. So
podcast.
make sure you check it out, flipschool.ca. Pick up the book From Reynolds to Riches.
Yeah.
We just gave away a book that he donated the other week, and you know what? I've read the manuscript, and I've seen his houses. I've done open houses for him, and the work is spectacular. He's doing something supremely positive
Yeah.
for those neighborhoods.
For the neighborhoods, absolutely. Increasing the values of all those neighbors, 10, 20 grand, like that in months.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
I know.
That is value.
Amazing, man. So I highly
Value
recommend
creation.
it. I know he's looking for
Amazing.
some more students. I think he's going to be looking for about 5 or 6 of them.
Was he?
Yeah.
Still that many?
Yeah.
How many does he? I thought he takes
can't
on only
remember.
5 or 6.
So if you've never picked up a hammer before or done hardwood or anything like that, then this is perfect for you. If you really want to find a way to do something with your hands and make something,
Create something, yeah.
create something positive in the
That feels so
neighborhood
good.
and make a profit, and it's something that will be there forever. You can drive by and be like, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was part of that.
Yep.
I helped make that happen.
Yep. Absolutely.
And a ton of people are going to be happy from that type of work. Of
course.
The students who are learning how to flip, the investors who are making money on the flip as well,
Yep.
the
neighbors,
the contractors who are earning a living from doing the work, the neighbors whose values are skyrocketing, the new owners who are going to be
Getting a beautiful house.
Exactly.
Recently renovated.
Mm-hmm.
Ian for being able to give back
Exactly.
to the community and give back to other people.
And that's his passion, which is teaching. His passion is to kind of pass down what he's learned, so that other people can benefit from what he's learned the last 9-10 years.
That's
from
amazing.
flipping.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you check it out, flipschool.ca.
Cool. Get that book.
And talk about someone who has achieved a lot in terms of, first pursuing self-knowledge and getting a coach and getting the mentoring and, just going leaps and bounds. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of books, are you reading anything new?
Right now, I'm still finishing up Seneca, Letters from a Stoic.
I started that. I got on the iPad and I read it when I bring the boys to jiu-jitsu class. I'm only like 5 letters in.
Okay. I'm deep into it. I'm probably 3/4 into it. I was reading it like religiously for a while, and then it kind of slowed down because I started reading Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I read it twice too.
Yeah, you read that. Yeah,
But
that's right.
Seneca, I still pick it up now and then. But the whole, if you were to sum up that entire book, it's really the philosophy of what is in my control and what is not in my control. And what is in my control is what's going on in my head, what I say, what I do, what I think about, all that stuff, my actions. And what do I not have control over? The circumstances, other people, everything that's outside. And when you make that distinction, every single day in your life will be so much more less stressful and more, with perspective.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I mean, it kind of ties into what we're talking about, like what's in your control, what's not in your control.
Yeah.
Because you can't control, obviously, things that are not in your control. You can't control those things, but the things you can control, you have to take control of those things.
And actually, you know what? It's funny because Letters from a Stoic. So Stoicism is a school of philosophy, and you know how with the whole beauty, truth, and love that comes from Stoicism. They call it the three. I think it's the three treasures: beauty, truth, and love.
Right.
And from that, I derive first, like the self-knowledge, self-mastery, and self-love from those three things. Because without it, what the hell's the point of living?
Right.
If you can't experience the beauty of the world, like maybe like nature or
taking
a
time
woman's
to...
body or technology, just like stuff like tactile things, like external, or even just mastering your body. If you can't appreciate these things, like what the hell's the point of living?
Yeah.
So that's the whole beauty part. And then obviously the knowledge we talk about all the time. If you don't, pursue the self-knowledge, if you're not, finding truth, if you're not finding truth in the world, in life, and in your relationships, then
what the hell's the point?
Yeah, what's the point as well?
Yeah. And then love.
Yeah. Love, freaking self-explanatory.
Yeah,
you got to love yourself first. And how
First
can you
and
love
foremost.
yourself if you don't have the self-knowledge and if you haven't started to
Master yourself.
master yourself? So that's why it kind of goes all hand in hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm about is, just more beauty, truth, and love in my life and try and spread that like crazy.
Awesome.
With this podcast.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've just started it, but it's just giving me something to read. And it's cool. Just reading on Seneca and just the letters, his philosophy, and how he relates that. He makes it easy to understand as he relates it in those letters, which is really nice.
And it's funny because it's just so applicable to. It's timeless. Like that's what real truth is. It's timeless. It doesn't, it's not. It's not. In this era, you could only do this. Maybe some of it, but really, there's eternal truths.
Yeah.
In that stuff. So I highly recommend that book. And it was
recommended
recommended by Tim Ferriss.
Of course.
And that's why
he references it a
Seneca
lot. He references Seneca a lot in his posts all the time. So that's good.
Well, what was one quote that he has, and I have it on my Facebook. It's Seneca says, "It is not difficult because you do not dare. Or it is not that you do not dare that is difficult. It is that I can't remember.
It's difficult because you do not dare.
It is difficult because you do not dare." I used to remember this freaking quote.
I'm into like 3 or 4 books, so I'm reading that. Still reading. What was that? The Carnegie book, How Not to Worry. How Not to Worry.
How Not to Worry. How Not to Worry.
Is that what it's called? I can't remember. So I started reading that one. I just kind of put that one down. And then I picked up Outwitting the Devil again because we started talking about it a couple weeks back. And I skipped like the first 45 pages and I just got right into
the interview.
Into the interview. And God, that book is so good.
So yeah, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. There you go. Seneca, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm into like 3 books. Those 3 books right now. Just kind of like I'll rotate. If I'm in bed, I'll just kind of, what do I feel like reading? Just pick it up and just start reading a little bit of it, and then usually it just passes. I just pass out from that.
It's tough. It's tough, man, because when you have a lot of interest, you want to read a lot of different kinds of books.
Yeah.
Then you start reading.
Yeah.
And then you start another one. Then you go to chapters and you see another one. You pick it up.
But
But I think it's that the whole abundance mentality is there, where it's like I'm going to accumulate and build my library because I know eventually I'm going to get to it. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
It's like I know that I'm going to still be alive to read this, and like I have this intention to read this stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's some books that I have, like a ton of them, that I have never read, and then I'm just now reading.
That's good.
The Zen, The Art of Happiness. I got that maybe 5 years ago, probably.
Nice.
And I just read it just a few months ago.
Nice.
And it was like a quick read.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like the ones that are so quick to read, It's like, okay, well, just pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
But whatever. You enjoy it. It's part of living. The beauty, right? Beauty, love, self-mastery.
Yeah. There's a ton there.
There's a ton there. There's so much you can pick up and read. You just got to work on yourself. It's so easy to do these days.
I want to get one of those, what is it, Kobo or Kubo or what the hell are they called?
About.
You know, the little things that you could read with.
Oh, like a little reader?
Yeah.
An
Not
e-reader?
the iPad, but the...
Like a Kindle?
Not a Kindle, the other one.
I don't know.
There's another thing like a Kindle. Kobo or... Yes, I see it in the chapters.
Oh, okay.
But it's freaking sick. It honestly, reading from the iPad is nice, but it's not the same as this. Like it looks like paper,
Oh, really?
and you don't have that. Like it's so much better for your eyes, and
Interesting.
and it's easy. I feel like I want one.
Take a look. Go grab one. How much is it?
That's like $100.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
How
And
much?
I know
books
it's a good
to
gift
download?
too, man. Because if you give that as a gift, like, and you want to give someone another gift, like if you want to give that same person a gift, you could just send them an ebook.
Send them a book. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you just got a new book from Oliver.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that, like nothing. It's
That's
freaking
pretty
cool,
good.
man.
That's true.
That's hilarious.
It's amazing technology these days.
Yeah.
How you could just everything you could ever need or want, you could just get it right through there.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Not everything, but a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
that were just unreachable, even 40, 50 years ago is all right here.
Yeah,
Incredible.
that's sick,
Different
man.
world. So what else you want to talk about today?
Well,
Anything else going on? Anything else that's new? You switched brokerages. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Things
you.
are going well. Picked up those listings.
yeah. So I switched brokerages. I went to Keller Williams Referred Realty Inc. And the reason I went to that brokerage is because of the people. I mean, you're being surrounded by. I want to be surrounded by the right people. That's
good.
And I want to live that philosophy because that's what I talk about. And yeah, so the peer group. And number 2, I read Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which is written by Gary Keller. If you're a realtor or you're just starting out, I definitely think that you should pick that book up.
Yeah.
That's where all the real estate business practices are.
Applicable ones.
Yeah.
Like real life. You can actually go and use these.
I've never ever heard any other brokerage or realtor speak this type of language before.
Wow.
It's just talking like it's like 80-20 throughout the whole book.
Amazing.
The 80-20 principle through the whole book. And I read it twice and I'm just like, okay, I got to go to this company. This is the right move.
Nice.
And every day I'm happier and happier with the decision that I made.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
You've gotten a renewed passion for real estate again.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was just even 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, it was
Before
like, what
that,
the
yeah.
fuck is this guy gonna do? He looks so lost.
I know, exactly. Now I'm like
This guy looks lost.
completely inspired because I'm around the right people and
Yeah.
I'm learning the right stuff and I'm doing it. So
good.
that's really what it's all about. And you know what? One thing that I'm really realizing is that there's so many people that like there's so many realtors out there that like there's like over 30,000 in Ontario, and the stuff that they teach you to do, it's like 80. It's an 80-20 rule again. Like 20% of the people are doing this,
Yeah.
and 80% of them are not. And like 20% of who are doing it are successful and they're effective and they live fun, happy lives.
Yeah.
So that's why it made sense for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else new?
I'm trying to think about whether I should do like yoga, because I want to get my yoga certification, and I'm just thinking of whether I should take it with my yoga studio, which is Inspire Yoga, and because I want to take a look at doing it because I love the people there.
Why don't you do
And
it?
it's 8 months.
Vacation.
And that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
it's 8 months. As much as I would love to do it there, the only drawback is that it's 8 months. The positive is that it's 8 months because I know that you'll take the time to absorb the material and learn it. The drawback to the 8 months is the fact that you lose that chunk every week of time. And that time is so precious.
How long is it though? Every week?
I don't know. I got the schedule. I
2-3
think it's like
hours?
3 hours a week or something like that. But like if it's in the middle of the week, like if you're gone 6:30 to 9:30, there's a lot of things can happen in real estate business during those times.
Yeah.
So the
For 8 months.
alternative is instead of 8 months and like having like some of your time taken every week, take a whole month and do it abroad, and then just get it done in one chunk, and then you can start.
Nice.
Like if I wanted to start teaching, I could start teaching if I wanted to
Yeah.
right away. But yeah, so that's what I'm kind of figuring out. I have a little bit of time to think about it.
True.
But
That'd be good. Yoga certification.
you know, Mike Gillespie, who was on the show before, he was talking about he's considering getting this CanFit Pro
Is he?
just for himself, just for his
do you
own
know
knowledge.
how serendipitous? I was purging through all this garbage that I've accumulated. And it's not garbage. Don't let me say it's garbage. It's
a lot of stuff
in the house still. Mr. Gillespie, if you're watching, I have the CanFit books to give you. And I was talking. It was right after that show when he was on, and we were talking about health and fitness. And I don't know, it was 2-3 days after. I guess it was over the weekend. So 3 days after, I started just purging some of the bookshelves and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this CanFit Pro. And I was like, older adult health and all these exercises and a lot of stuff that I've accumulated over how many years I was in the fitness industry, like 5 years in the fitness industry. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? I was just going to toss it. But then I thought of you, Mike, and I thought, you know what? Let me see if Mike wants this first. Because he was discussing how he wants to add that to his coaching. So I was thinking, you know what? I haven't asked him yet. So Mike, if you're listening, message me. Let me know if you want it. And if you don't message me and you're not watching the show, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. No, just let me know if you want it. And we'll hook. I think we might be hooking up tomorrow and might maybe do a little.
Like, what do you mean you're not watching? What the fuck? Kidding me?
So I've got that stuff for you, Mike. Because I had.
By the way,
stuff.
the real estate mastermind coaching. So
Mike
this
and
is
Joey's?
Mike Gillespie and Joey Rugona. They have their mastermind, their monthly mastermind, and it's open to the public. And I think it's June 23rd. Just let me confirm. Yeah, all the proceeds go to the Heart and Stroke Foundation, which is definitely a good cause. It's on Saturday, June 23rd. If you want to find it, go to realestatebusinesscoach.com/mastermind. And what you're going to do there is, well, essentially, if you've never thought, or you've never heard of what a mastermind is what's happening right now. The conversation that we're having. We're working together to find some new things out, and in a mastermind it's a more systematic type of setting where let's say if you're part of the group, the viewer, and we're part of the group, let's say it's Christopher's turn, it's his focus 50 minutes, let's say. Whatever his problems are or things that he needs advice on, whether it's business, financial, personal, relationships, whatever it is, we would put all of our energy for those 50 minutes in helping him get new perspectives, new insight, new advice, and try and get stuff out of him so that he can leave that mastermind feeling better and a little bit more clearer about what's going on.
Yeah.
And what this is just like an amazing opportunity for people to participate in the mastermind. Sometimes people want to start it up and they can't find the right people to surround themselves with and have.
And that's very important.
And that's huge. People. And what they're doing here is making that environment accessible to you, very, very easily.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys check it out. realestatebusinesscoach.com/mastermind.
Yeah. Mastermind.
We don't get shit for that. We should get lunch. We should get dinner.
Well, Joey asked if we wanted to come.
I'm kidding, man.
Audited it, didn't he?
You know what? You gotta give without expecting anything in return, and whatever.
It'll come back tenfold.
Eventually,
law of reciprocity.
Eventually comes back. Law of reciprocity, karma. You can call it whatever the hell you want. Yeah,
comes back.
Cool, man. So I know next week we have a very special guest coming on the show.
Next week?
Yeah,
sweet.
It's gonna be June the 14th. Terry Tillart.
Oh, sick.
So I met Terry Tillart years ago when I just started discovering my passion for entrepreneurship, for business building. And Terry Tillart was one of the guys that, he does a lot.
He does
what I mean? He talks a lot, he emails a lot, and he's just
he's
a resource for so much information. I know he knows a lot about the health and wellness industry primarily.
He's into oils.
He's into essential oils and how much better it is for you than traditional medicine. He's very much about alternative media, which is probably the main reason for starting this.
Yeah.
Is that we are the alternative to the crap that's
alternative
right now.
alternative medicine.
Alternative medicine.
Alternative medicine.
And yeah, you know what? He's just another philosopher, truth seeker. You know what I mean? He has so many interests, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. So,
Yeah, he puts up a lot of good stuff on Facebook too. A lot of really good stuff.
I know.
That's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to have him on because
it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be good.
Like, because he's like a freaking sponge, and he can completely just relay it back in a way that it makes sense. And
so I've got a lot of questions for him too because I've got a goal right now. Michelle's birthday was a couple weeks back. My birthday is gonna be in like 6 weeks, and my goal from Michelle's birthday to my birthday is to have a 6-pack by my birthday. I want my 6-pack back.
Well,
so I'm going to talk. I can't
Terry
wait.
Tiller will help you get there.
I'm going to be like, that's good. I want to talk to him. But the whole thing is I want to do it MED, right? I want the minimum.
As little as possible.
The little amount of work as possible. And I want the maximum amount of results. So I've been doing slow carb. I've been following that. I've been doing kettlebells and just quick 3K Tabata runs.
You know what? This is a language that people probably have no idea what you're talking about. So if you haven't read 4 Hour Body or 4 Hour Work Week, then you have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Probably not.
MED is minimal effective dose, which is the whole theory of if you take more than a certain amount of medicine, its effectiveness doesn't increase anymore.
Yeah,
you just take a certain amount. Yeah, you just take the amount that gives you the most benefit, and you don't need to take any more. So he transfers that over to working out, where if you do 10 sets of biceps, maybe the 9 sets after the first set aren't going to increase your muscle mass or do any more tears than the first set. So why the hell are you going to do 9 more sets?
Yeah. Or if they do the extra 9 sets will give you such a small incremental benefit, you're really just wasting your time. Like those extra 9 sets, if it's going to give you minute amount of benefit, you've just wasted those 9 sets.
Yeah.
Where really just that first set gave you 90% of the benefit, and the last set gave you 2%.
You don't need to do it. Yeah, it's like, why would you do it?
Why would you do the last 9 if they're going to give you only 2% of the benefit?
Because honestly, I don't find exercise fun.
Yeah.
When it's like, here's my purpose. It is to lose weight, burn fat, build muscle. You're there and you're just a machine. You're a guinea pig. You're just like doing stuff to achieve a result. So when he defined, and this helped me a lot because he defines exercise as activities that achieve a certain result that you want.
Right.
And that's it. So if it's yoga and you have and you love doing it, then that's not. I don't think that's exercise. Mountain biking.
He classifies those as activities.
These are activities.
Things that you do for enjoyment,
fun,
fulfillment.
Exactly. Yeah. And with the MED stuff, then you're only doing the minimal amount to get you the
maximum
most results, and then the extra time, do what you want.
Yeah, do whatever
the hell you want.
So I only want to work out the minimum amount of time that I have to, and then the rest of the time I want to do stuff that I enjoy, like mountain biking or biking with my kids or running with the boys or just doing stuff that is more enjoyable to me. I don't want to spend 2 hours a day lifting weights. That's not fun.
Yeah. And what's so funny is because he talks about the same thing with email in his first book. It's like 80-20ing with email and 80-20ing with working out.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why would you check email multiple times a day when you only really need to do it 2 times a day?
Yeah.
And it'll just save you so much time, so much headaches, and keep you focused. So yeah, to understand more about what we're talking about, we highly recommend that you start, looking into what Tim Ferriss is talking about, what Robin Sharma is talking about, what Anthony Robbins is talking about when it comes to yourself, developing yourself, working yourself, because your life is, it's a piece of art. And whether it's going to be a masterpiece or not is going to be up to you.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is designing your life and taking that time to enjoy it. Design it so that you can enjoy your life. Don't design it so that it's work, eat, shit, sleep. That's fucking boring. Who wants to do that? No, you wanna design it so that you can enjoy things in your life, right? What's the use of summer if you're gonna spend 2 hours a night in the gym, freaking summertime. You should be out having fun.
I know. But I think it's the old mentality, man. Like the mentality of the previous generation, the industrial age was, like life is hard, there's wars and freaking famines and whatever it is. Like we got to, just work really, really hard. And that's the only, like that's all we got.
Hard,
like,
tighten your belt.
Tighten your belt, save your money and all that. And it doesn't matter what you did. But now we live in an age where more and more people are realizing that, I want to be happy with what I'm doing. I want to be passionate about what I'm doing. I want to be helping people. I want to be fulfilled. And that's how they want to become happy and wealthy and successful. And that wealth is whatever they define themselves.
Yeah.
It could mean working 6 months a year and being off for 6 months a year. It's whatever the hell you want, man. You don't need to be making $1 million to be wealthy. But yeah, we're in that new age. This is the new age.
This is the new age. Absolutely. Things are different now. A lot different. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I had dinner with Michelle last night. Before I had dinner, I went and stopped off at one of my best friends. We swam together for years and years and years. And he's just having he's going to be having a new baby, Altu.
No, what?
Yeah, I went to see Altu last
Dude,
night. So,
congratulations, man.
So he's going to be having a baby. And we were just sort of talking about how it's a different world, right? We're talking about the school system, and because obviously he's having a baby, right? So we're talking about the school system, and just how industrial age is dead. School is not what it used to. It's run the old industrial way, and just how things are in life. And he's designing his life, to be able to enjoy it. He's just like, I work so that I can enjoy my life, right? I make good money. I want to be able to enjoy my life, and just the things that we were talking about. It's awesome to be able to have these conversations with people who are, let's say, a couple steps behind Michelle and I, because we've already got 2 kids, and it's cool to see how a lot of the people are seeing how we're raising the boys, and are just like, wow, these guys, they make sense. Like they're homeschooling because of this and this and this, and yeah, it just makes sense. Especially now that we're gonna have kids, what am I looking at? Right. And he also grew up in the same school system as myself. And he was just like, I got fucking bored in school. They didn't teach me shit. I was reading, and they were, I was surrounded by all these kids, and they couldn't fucking read. And he just got bored in school.
You know what? It's like, I feel the exact same way. And you know what? Like I have friends who are teachers. I got friends who are teachers. I know a lot of people who are teachers, and I love them to death. You know what I mean? They're amazing people. But at the same time, it's like the system that is force-fed to the teachers and that they have to relay back. I don't know. I mean, I think that's where the problem is. I think the teachers are, they're subjected to the will of the system. Yeah. You can't be creative. You can't, do things as you wish. Yeah. You got to follow the rules.
You got to follow the rules. This is how you teach.
You can't blame them for following the way it is.
Yeah, they got to make a living too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're only doing their job.
Yeah.
So,
and you can't fault them for that.
That's what kind of because they don't make the curriculum. It's like, I mean, I was at a restaurant today, and they're one guy's asking about the price, and he was kind of complaining, like, "Whoa, that's really expensive," and the cashier's just like, "Sorry, I don't make the prices."
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it is, man. Like, I don't make the prices. I don't make the curriculum. Like, I don't choose the stuff. They could do their best with trying to deliver it, the best way possible, but I mean, there's only so much you can do.
There's only so much they can do. Very constrained.
And I think there's always an 80-20. I mean, there's gonna be 80% of teachers who are just gonna clock in and clock out. 20% of teachers who are spending hours, like Mr. Kelleher, Seamus Kelleher, who wrote, directed, and produced that freaking play.
Yeah,
he does it every other year, and he spends hours. Like, why? He doesn't get anything extra out of it. He doesn't get profits from it.
Yeah, school plays.
The only reason he does it is to write something where the students are going to be able to showcase their talents,
yeah,
and then get positive feedback from the audience. Something that most of these kids will never experience ever again in their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it also ties back into the fact that, listen, you got to make the choice, right? I mean, Michelle and I made the choice to homeschool because we saw what was going on the other side of the fence. We didn't want that. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's your choice. We designed our life to be able to live this way, not the other way. Mm-hmm. So you got a choice. I mean, you do have a choice. Yeah, there's always going to be good teachers out there. but we can't always choose the teacher. I can choose the teacher if I'm the one who's teaching.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I'm the one who's teaching, right?
Exactly.
I choose to be able to teach the kids the way that they learn best. So I cater
to them, to the customer, to the market. Exactly. That's really...
So, yeah. So anyway, just had that conversation yesterday, which was really cool. And then Michelle and I had a really excellent dinner last night. We got a coupon from my brother from Christmas that was expiring on Saturday.
Oh, man. Yeah, might as well use it.
So we used it, and it was cool. We had a really good conversation. We were just sort of talking about how things have progressed and how things have changed. We talked about sort of pre-2011, how things changed, like with us a lot over the past couple of months, and just how things have changed now, and where Michelle's at and where I'm at, and really good conversation. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
And sort of,
I don't think enough people have those real talks with their significant other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we talked. It was awesome.
That's
really
so
good conversation.
Because
a lot of things have really changed over the past 6 months. You know, with the rent busters and the business, and how your business is going, where I'm going, how her coaching and her everything is sort of starting to blossom. And you need to have those conversations, man. You need time to reflect and look back
and be like, okay, this is where we are, and this is where we came from. It's like, now what? Like, where do we go from here?
Exactly. Beauty, truth,
and love,
man.
Fucking right.
That was all yesterday. Beauty, truth, and love.
That's what.
So it was cool. So yeah, I mean, you know, had an awesome conversation. Michelle's business is really doing fantastic. I'm really spending a lot more time with the boys, and it was just like, okay, well, is that what we want to do? And we came to the decision that, yeah, you know what? I'm going to focus on spending a lot more time with the boys and making sure that they're getting everything they need. And she's going to be like the main breadwinner.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
like, her
huge,
business
man.
is taking off. Why would I want to jeopardize that? Or, you know, think about,
well, you gotta take care of shit first.
yeah, take care of shit first.
Exactly.
Right, and I'm happy taking care of the boys. It's 2011, man.
Well, I
2012.
I was at a dinner party on Friday, and this couple that I met, they had just had like they had a one. Is he one? I think he's around like 1.5 years old. 1.5 year old. Yeah, man, stay at home dad.
It's awesome.
You know, like she's like in the medical field, and she's making good money, and freaking he's staying home to take care of the kid instead of sending the kid to daycare or a babysitter. You know, some people might not have the option of having family or, you know, grandparents or something like that can help out. So yeah, honestly, for me,
that's fantastic.
People might think it's crazy that I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't even have a girlfriend right now. I don't have any, you know what I mean? Like, but I think about fatherhood, and I'm just like, shit, I have 5 years to build this real estate business so that I can be a full-time dad.
That's sick.
That's what's up.
That's wicked.
So I'm like, and it's not even a freaking joke. It's the no job is more important than being a freaking parent to your kid.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
and that's what we talked about yesterday. It was like, okay, Michelle was just like, you know what? I think the fact that we have boys, it is more important for me to be home as the one taking care of the boys. Especially, like, she's like, especially because they're boys. She goes, if they were girls, we might be having a different conversation. But because they're boys, I think they need, she goes, I think they really need the male role model, the male figure to be there to influence them as they grow up. And I was like, you know, I completely agree. Because, yeah, I think if we had girls, I think it would be very different. I would want Michelle to be home a lot more to be able to influence the girls. Not that I wouldn't know how to do it. I mean, if they're girls, I think it would be important for them to have a mother who's there.
Exactly. I think having both parents is important, but I mean, like, if one can stay, it's better than nothing, man.
Well, it's better than giving your kid to somebody else who you don't know what
you
the
have no
values
control
are,
of what philosophies, what values
are
being spread. It's freaking so true, man.
And what's the point of having kids if you're gonna pawn them off to somebody else to raise them?
I know kids are not an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Like,
why the fuck do you have kids?
Why would you have kids if you're gonna treat them like an inconvenience? But anyways,
so
is that John?
Yanni, I think he's home. Yeah, he's around there.
All right, cool, man. So next week we got Terry Chillard coming on the show. If you guys want to check us out, go on facebook.com/ChristopherGLim or /Oliver Manleys. What up?
What's up?
And yeah, you can find us on Ustream every Thursday around
around
8
8
p.m.
o'clock. Give or take.
Yeah, and make sure to check out Flip School, like we said. Looking for some new students, Ian Zabo is. And Joey Ragone and Mike Gillespie of Engaged Investor are having their monthly mastermind open to the public June 23rd. So look it up, realestatebusinesscoach.com/mastermind. And is there anything else that we missed?
I don't think so, man. We had a good show.
Yeah,
Got
cool,
a little
man.
deep.
Yeah, totally. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
See
Take
you
it
later.
easy.